Hello and welcome to History of Dragon Ball. Today we are looking at which is stronger, Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan Blue. One of the most split debates currently is whether Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan 4 is truly a more powerful form. Obviously, coming from different creations in GT and Super, it is not necessarily cut and dry which is. But let's have a look at what we do know about both and whether we can come up with a logical answer to this question. So, to start off, let's look at Super Saiyan 4, as technically it did come first. A lot of people like to say that Super Saiyan 4 is more powerful just because they prefer the way it looks, or that its appearance just appears to look stronger. But we know that there is a lot more to it than just that, so let's break this down where we can. Super Saiyan 4 is the fourth complete transformation of the Super Saiyan forms which appeared in Dragon Ball GT. However, this form is a different branch of transformation from the earlier Super Saiyan forms. Gone is the golden hair, now being replaced with red fur on the body, black hair, and the return of the tail. But what about its strength? Well, to find a logical multiplier for Super Saiyan 4, we need to look at how strong Goku was before getting this form, as it does say that this form raises the user's power to its utmost limits. But no, that is actually not quite right. All Super Saiyan transformations are multipliers of the user's base form. We can even look at the previous example of Super Saiyan 3. This form was also a transformation that was supposed to bring the user to their limits, but it realistically was just a multiplier again. So this same logic, again, applies to Super Saiyan 4. In order to get as close as we can to find a multiplier for Super Saiyan 4, we need to start out with how strong Goku was when fighting Baby and then carry on from there. When fighting Baby Vegeta, Goku says that in order to withstand him, he must use Super Saiyan 3. This version of Baby was just a Super Saiyan in standard going by the GT Perfect files. But then when you have the equivalent of what would be the Mastered Super Saiyan Baby, he has a slight edge over Super Saiyan 3 Goku, as Goku himself said he was more excited for this fight than he had been for one in a while. But the real reason why Goku lost so quickly was that his smaller body couldn't actually maintain the power of Super Saiyan 3. So this means, by the logic of Dragon Ball, they are rivals in power, which logically means very close in power. Baby then tells Goku that there is more power where that came from, and so transforms again. And it is heavily implied that this transformation is the equivalent of being his version of what a Super Saiyan 2 would be. His hair gets longer, and obviously a power increase goes with it. He soon powers up even further into his strongest form 2, which, again if we go by the GT Perfect files, resembles Super Saiyan 3. And while that does not confirm it is actually his version of Super Saiyan 3, it does heavily imply it, and in terms of Dragon Ball and transformations, it really does make sense. But now, after Goku has his tail pulled out and then gets beaten down, he goes on to transform into the Golden Great Ape, which is basically just the Great Ape form that is powered up into a Super Saiyan state. Now this is where things may get a little more confusing, so I won't dawdle too much on this part, but we'll go through it quickly. If you take Baby Vegeta's forms into consideration and say they equal the same as the Super Saiyan multipliers, then strongest form 2 Baby is 8 times Super Saiyan Baby, and Golden Great Ape is 10 times Super Saiyan 3 Goku, as Baby was scared of Golden Great Ape Goku and saying just how powerful he really was. We then go on to see in the fact that Super Saiyan 4 Goku was giving Baby a run for his money, and later Baby transforms into a Great Ape himself, and they become rivals in power again. So going by this, Super Saiyan 4 is at least 10 times the power of the Golden Great Ape. So to break this down, and this is a scale I found online, if you use a scale starting at Goku's base power just being 1, it should work out like this. So you got Goku at 1, so Super Saiyan 3 Goku power would be 4000. And this means that the Mastered Super Saiyan equivalent with Baby Vegeta is about 4000 as well, so we're going to say 4080, as he's a tiny bit stronger. Then Super Baby 1 would be double that, so 8160, and Super Baby 2 would then be 4 times that, so 32640. So then when Goku transforms into the Golden Ape, his power would be about tenfold what Super Saiyan 3 was, so now at 40,000. So then when he goes and becomes Super Saiyan 4, that's 10 times that again, which means his power would be about 400,000. Obviously this is all working out of Goku's base power at 1. And also something to address now, there is an argument that usually pops up around this point. It's really the argument of saying that it just doesn't make any sense, because I've said that Baby's form equals the Super Saiyan multipliers. So that would mean Golden Uzaru should have erased Baby, since you said Super Saiyan 4 is 10 times the strength of Golden Great Ape and 100 times Super Saiyan 3. And yes, I do understand that this does get confusing, but remember, I've never said that those multipliers are the fact, and that strongest form 2 baby isn't actually confirmed to be Super Saiyan 3 equivalent, but could actually be far ahead of it, as realistically in Dragon Ball, absorbing ki is exponential, so strongest form 1 and 2 baby is easily 10 times more powerful than mastered Super Saiyan baby Vegeta. And Golden Great Ape was actually stated to release your dormant power, which backs that up even more and could even be well over 10 times Super Saiyan 3. So I feel like we've covered that fairly well, albeit it could still be a bit confusing, but I kind of hope we're on the same wavelength, at least a little bit by now. So let's move over to the other side of the argument and look at Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or more commonly known as Super Saiyan Blue. This is a form that combines the power of the Super Saiyan God transformation with them powering up into a Super Saiyan form with it. It can be accessed by a ritual or intense training with a deity with godly ki, then once activating them, also transforming into a Super Saiyan. This form exceedingly surpasses its predecessor Super Saiyan God by at least 500 times. Now, for us to find a realistic multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue, let's first look at the Super Saiyan God increase. In the Battle of Gods saga, while Goku was training on King Kai's planet, Beerus and Whis appear, and later Beerus fights Super Saiyan 3 Goku and easily defeats him. Goku says that even if he fused with Vegeta at this point, he stood no chance. And as we know, Beerus Saga Goku is also far stronger than what Buu Saga Goku was, but we'll get back to that in a second. And after Goku achieves the Super Saiyan God form, he says that the full power is actually far more than what he could have expected it to be, so that must mean one hell of an increase. Then we know that when he achieves it, Super Saiyan Blue is basically Super Saiyan God going Super Saiyan, and using the 500 times mastered Super Saiyan multiplier, Super Saiyan Blue therefore equals 500 times Super Saiyan God, which means Super Saiyan God multiplier far exceeds a high-end guessed Super Saiyan 4 multiplier. The highest a Super Saiyan 4 multiplier could ever be is rivaling, realistically, a Buu Saga Potara boost, which is the whole idea of Goku being stronger in the Battle of Gods saga being quite relevant here. Now, I also know some people will try and say how Dragon Ball Heroes proved that the Super Saiyan 4 multiplier is equal with the Super Saiyan Blue multiplier, since Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Goku was equal with the Capsule Corp Super Saiyan Blue Goku. But we need to remember, for one, nothing in this show states that they had equal base form, so that argument straight away is completely useless. And also, the show in general of Dragon Ball Heroes does whatever it wants with powers, and realistically, everything they do is all just an advertisement for a game for new characters that they release. It is not part of canon, so that kind of rolls out anything of Heroes as any part of any argument in this sense anyway. So, at the end of all this, what kind of conclusion can we draw? Well, I believe with a very high degree of certainty that Super Saiyan Blue is far superior to Super Saiyan 4, as realistically from what we can figure out, Super Saiyan God would flick away Super Saiyan 4, and Super Saiyan Blue is just so much more powerful than that. So realistically, I think we can sum this up with this ranking of power. You have Super Saiyan Blue, which is more powerful than the full power of Super Saiyan God, which is more powerful than, obviously, the expected power of the Super Saiyan God, which is more powerful than the potential Battle of Gods moment Potara, which obviously is also more powerful than the Buu Saga Potara, which is kind of said to be pretty much equal to a high-end guessed Super Saiyan 4 multiplier, showing that realistically, Super Saiyan 4 ends up way down the pecking order when you really work it all out. And so there we have it, a look into trying to find some evidence behind which is stronger between Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan 4. I do think we have quite clearly come to the conclusion that if you give the same base power each of these transformations, Super Saiyan Blue leaves Super Saiyan 4 in the dust. But I will personally admit, I do prefer the way Super Saiyan 4 looks, even if that might just be for nostalgic purposes. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and now I would actually like to know from all of you. Do you agree with what I've said? Do you think Super Saiyan Blue is superior as well, or are there parts of the argument that I've missed that really could turn things on their head? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comments below. And also leave a comment too, saying if you are Team Super Saiyan 4 or Team Super Saiyan Blue, really just in preference, not just in power. So now that we are at the end, I'd like to give a massive thank you if you have managed to stick through all of that, all the multipliers, all the Super Saiyan forms with me, and reach the end of the video. If you have, I would please ask you, if you enjoyed it, to hit the like button and the subscribe button, along with the bell icon too for video notifications, as all these things massively help that channel out. We are getting so close to that point of being able to monetize the channel, and we just need that little bit more of a push, so in advance, I thank you all. So thank you once more if you have managed to reach the very end with me, and I will see you next time on History of Dragon Ball.